Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. I hope that you are all doing super well. It's Tuesday, I guess it's afternoon now in Mexico City, and I'm about to take myself out to a cafe to do a little bit of work today. Not a little bit of work, a lot of work. I have a lot of work to do, but I need to get out of the house, be around people. I think the theme of this episode is going to be self-love, self-care. I have not been feeling my best the past couple of weeks, and I'm just trying to be as kind to myself as possible and do whatever I need to get out of this little slump that I'm in. For me, I can definitely, when I'm feeling this way, isolate myself and spend an infinite amount of time alone. And I think sometimes it's necessary and sometimes I need to pull myself out. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna take myself to a cafe, work, be around people, be in the sunshine, and I hope that helps. I know that it will. So yeah. For me, another component, self-care, self-love, just taking care of yourself, is investing in the things that you find valuable, that bring value to your life, that are important to you. Health and fitness, wellness, those have always been at the top, or that has always been at the top of my personal value list, whatever you want to call it. I have always been someone who really, really values health, fitness, and wellness. That's an area of my life that I just do not skimp in because it brings me joy. I believe investing in those things definitely brings value to my life. And it's just an area that I'm not willing to compromise in. There's definitely periods in my life where I could not afford to invest in this area in ways that I wanted to, but I always made the most with what I had. Grocery shopping was never something that that I would spend whatever money I had left over on. That, investing in quality groceries, as quality as I could, that was always the first thing I did when I get paid. And it still is. For the first time in my life, I have a personal trainer. This is something that I wanted for as long as I can remember. And that might sound silly to some people, but for me, I just really value working out, and I want to work out with someone who has studied this and can help me work my body in the most safe and effective way possible. I love it so much to the point that I'm studying to be one now. So that's something that for as long as I can invest in, I will. Andy is amazing. I've never felt stronger and more just aware of my power than I do now. And I attribute a lot of that to the work that I've done with her for the past over a year now. So that's another component of self-care that I think is really important. If you really value education and taking language classes, that shouldn't be something you skimp on. That should be something that you shouldn't feel ashamed to invest in because it brings value to your life and it brings joy to your life. I say this all as I'm running late to my personal training session, and I also recognize that this is a privilege, first and foremost. I know that being able to spend money on these things is a privilege, and I've worked really hard really, really hard to be able to do this. But there was also a point in my life where I couldn't even afford a gym membership or like anything more than the necessities at the grocery store, and they were coming from the 99-cent store. So like there's different levels to this, and even when I had next to nothing, this was still something that I prioritized. Which is why now that I do have the privilege of being able to invest in it more, I don't feel guilty for it. This is called recovery. It's not so tight. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Es una mezcla como de un platillo tradicional que viene caliente, es una infusión como de té, hierbas y un poquito de cambio en la dinámica, ¿no? Antes de como comerlo como típicamente lo comería.
Haven't done a sit down video in a while, but that's just what this episode is going to be, or a majority of this episode is going to be, because a huge part of self-care is honoring how you feel. And right now I just feel like sitting down and talking to the camera. And also I feel like raising my blind so it stops making that noise. Okay, we're back in business, baby. So yeah, yesterday, it's finally the weekend, which I'm so happy about. This week, I don't know what the planets are doing. I don't know what Miss Mercury Mamas is up to, what the moon is up to, but she's got me feeling unstable. Honestly, I feel unstable most of the time. Let's not blame it on the planets, but it's been a week. And, you know, in the beginning part of this video, I talk about other ways that I take care of myself, whether that's working out. Yesterday, I took myself to get my nails done and my toes done, which was amazing. I'm starting to like treat myself to that more. I never used to do that. And I'm really enjoying that little treat to myself, that time to myself. I went to dinner with a friend, to a pop-up dinner at Salute with a friend, and that was beautiful and enriching, and the conversation was amazing, and I just love spending time with her and trying new food, so that was great. And right now I want to sit down and be honest with how I'm feeling, because I feel like I said in the beginning, a huge part of self-care is being honest with yourself. And I want to be honest with all of you too. I have not been feeling the greatest. If you followed me, you know, it's peaks and valleys over here on youtube.com/Misako Envela. And yeah, I just want to talk about that, because I could pretend like I feel 100% and create a video all about being happy and loving yourself, but I haven't been feeling that way. And I'm sure there's some of you who can relate to this, so let's talk about it. I mentioned a couple videos back that I've recently started dating again and putting myself out there. And I'm super grateful to be having this experience and meeting people. And for the most part, it's been pretty positive, and I'm really enjoying this stage, this era of my life. But, you know, opening myself up to romance is opening up a lot of wounds that I thought that I had healed. And I know that healing is not linear, and sometimes you need to revisit things and learn a lesson more than once and all that jazz. But I have been really feeling like, damn, I thought that I worked through this, and I haven't. And it's been tough. I think I've gone through most of my life, you know, from my childhood to now, watching the relationship my parents had, and just through growing up, I've really closed myself off to romance because for me it represents pain. And I've always been independent, and I got myself, and I don't need anyone. And you know, the more you let people in, the more that you're at risk for getting hurt. And people always do hurt, and they always do leave. So don't even try it. And I really don't want to think that way anymore. And I'm trying so hard to just like believe in love, you know? And believe that it's possible for me. And I've talked about this openly before, but like there is, I think, a small part of me that just doesn't believe that there's someone out there that will just love me unconditionally and that will stay and be loyal. And so I've just thought like this for so long. And right now in my life, I'm trying to, you know, change this pattern of thinking and believe in love and believe that there are good, honest partners out there. But it's hard when that's the way you've thought your whole life. And because I've thought that way my whole life, every little thing scares me, triggers me. I turn everything, I talked about this in a TikTok recently, like I take every little thing as a sign that someone will abandon me. And I know that even if someone leaves, I will be okay. But I'm so afraid of that happening that it's almost like I can't even really enjoy the dating experience because I'm so obsessed with making sure that I'm not abandoned. And so I wanted to make, or I have made this episode about self-love because I want it to be a reminder for myself and those watching that you can do nice things for yourself, and you can show yourself love, and you can show yourself self-care. But I also want to be honest about the fact that I'm hurting a little bit right now. And I also, I want to believe that I can receive those things from other people too. So that's where I'm at. And I know this episode is different than what I've been doing the past 7. It's been 7 now. But first and foremost, I always want to be honest on my channel and real. And I think that's why people watch me. So I just, wanted to be open. And it feels really good to talk about it. I guess my question, my thought of the day is, how are you feeling right now? Honestly, how are you feeling? That's it. I'm gonna go shoot with a new friend. He's in a portrait photography class. And so I'm gonna go do that and then see another friend that's in town and have dinner with her and her baby, who I haven't met yet, and her husband. But I'm gonna sign off for now. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the message behind this episode. I hope that you're doing okay. I hope that you know that you are loved, that I'm sending you love, and have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for taking the time to press play on today's video. Thank you for always being patient with me, for always being honest with me in the comments section. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you for showing up for me and with me. And as always, thank you for being here.